Good afternoon and welcome to 90 Minutes Live. You find us this afternoon at the Pexhurst Stadium in Welwyn Garden City. It's local derby time. Our home Welwyn Garden City side against their neighbours from just a couple of miles down the road, Hertford Town. There's been a lot talked about this game, and a lot of it has been around, well, is this the A414 derby or the B1000 derby? Really depends where your sat-nav takes you, I guess. But taking him to the seat to my right, as always, a very good afternoon to Simon Alamandy.
Yeah, good afternoon, Pete. Good afternoon, everyone. And I will say, I came down the 414 and then I've turned onto the V1000. So I think, who knows what it's called. But it doesn't matter what it's called. Going to be an interesting game here today. And we were saying before the game starts, an important game for both sides, Pete.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, Hertford on there, really, they had a solid start, but they've been on a bad run. They've lost last three away from home. And Welwyn Garden City's record here, well, if you read the programme, and the chairman here, Dave Coates, said it's simply not good enough because it's so far played 6, 1-0, drawn 1 and lost 5. So it's going to be pressure on both teams to try and get a result. Both managers make 3 changes from their last game. Welwyn Garden City's was the 1-0 win away at Team United this time last week. So they'll start with Charlie Crowley in goal, Alex Harris at right back, Ryan Kerwin at left back. 2 central defenders are Josh Steele and Mali Agun Unji. And we're about to have a minute silence here, so I will... And a minute silence observed here for the horrible things that have been going on in the Middle East. I'll take you through those teams then. Charlie Crowley in goal for the Citizens, Alex Harris right back, Ryan Kerwin at left back, Josh Steele comes in at centre back to partner Manny Olagunju and James Koloski, and new signing here, Lewis Taff, who's on dual registration from Enfield Town, will make his debut in midfield. Brad Watkins will play just behind the front 3, which consists of Cyrus Pabai, Darnell Winter and Ethan Kessel. On the bench, Adam Pollock, Freddie Brown, David Martins, Bailey Stevenson and Henry Jones. Hertford's last outing was a 2-1 defeat at Barton Rovers on Tuesday night. So they will start with Luke Mewett in goal, Ryan Burnell at right back, at left back Kuranashi Mushani in the centre of the defence. Harry Gilzine joined by Ben Hurd. Joe Bennett will play just in front of those, and then in front of him Billy Mardell Smith and Brian Garzon, and a front 3 which will have Sadasi, Sendedge, Cardozo and Sonny Hoglan-Brown. On the bench, Charlie Bain, played a lot of his football here, of course, Manny Robe, Connor Clark, Colade Solondine and Urgis Pephage. The referee for this afternoon is Daniel Baines, with his assistants Daniel Statham and Bradley Halybridge. And just wonder, looking at those 2 seam lines, it's a one thing for Hertford. We understand Wilson Burnell is ill, and that could be a big loss.
Yeah, he's going to be a big loss for them, and it's unfortunate he's became ill this morning. But hopefully he makes a quick recovery. I mean, we know when we've said before that Ben likes these speedy wingers, and he really is another quick one that he's found, isn't he?
Yeah, opportunity though for Sonny Hoglan-Brown, the young teenager who was on the bench on Tuesday night at Barton, starts this one. The referee then checks with both his assistants. It's sunny, but it really has the feel of autumn about it here. Temperatures dropped It's the local derby, and we're just about to get underway in Southern League Division 1 Central on 90 Minutes Live in association with Easy Shelf. And away we go. Welwyn Garden City kicking from left to right in their familiar shirts, all claret, and Hertford in the familiar blue shirts with white sleeves and blue shorts. Commentary position just inside the half, which is being defended by the home side. As Harry Gilzine thumps the ball out, Kerwin returns it with a little bit of interest, and Darnell Winter goes in on that far side, and the foul is given for his challenge. Ben Hurd takes a free kick quickly down on this near side of the field. Cochran Brown's beaten to it, and the ball is headed out of play on that far side. It's going to be a throw in to Hertford. Joe Bennett hooks it forward. Former Welwyn Garden City player as well, of course. He's taken the Charlie Bain position. Joe was on the bench. Charlie played on Tuesday night. As the ball finds its way to Cardozo on the edge of the area. Here's Coghlan Brown. Ryan Burnell puts it towards the penalty area. There's a half-hearted shout for handball. And the referee going over because there's a player in trouble on that far side. I think Rachel Wong's going to have a first thing to do. It's actually Cyrus Babai who's got a problem over there.
Yeah, look, I don't know if he caught the ball in his face or something. He does seem to be holding his face of some sort, and Rachel's taking a look at him. Hopefully he's going to be all right. He's not down on the floor, so let's wait and see what sort of treatment that Rachel gives him.
Yeah, third game back for Cyrus. Made his second debut for the Citizens, of course, a couple of weeks ago when they lost here to league leaders Bedford. These two in opposition this afternoon. Where on their travels, they're away at Cirencester. Big game for them. Cirencester second in the table this morning, where it made their way up to 6th place. So no surprises in the Ware lineup. Well, a slight surprise. Joel Jacobs back in, and Stefanos Georgios on the bench. Game's going to restart. Cyrus is okay. He's just about to come back on the field as Ryan Burnell puts it back into his own half, and Luke Mewett in the orange boots and yellow socks finds Ben Hurd. Ben's long ball on this far side, looking to release send edge, but ball goes out of play. No Zach Brown for Welwyn Garden City as well. Our friend Alex Harris wears the number 2 shirt. Alex will take the throw in on this near side. Alex's throw towards the halfway line. Mashani heads it back up in the air by Golofsky. Brad Watkins is battling away with a couple of Hertford players, and it's Mardell Smith who comes up with the ball and finds Sonny Coghlan Brown, who's brushed aside by Brad Watkins, who then gives the ball away to Ryan Burnell. Burnell's ball down the line, looking for Cardozo. Kerwin is there, and Hertford will have a throw in. Referee got a problem with another player now. Is that Brad Watkins who's got a little bit of an issue? Feeling his back, but he's going to be okay. Referee's a vet, by the way. He works at the Royal Veterinary College in Potters Bar. So don't think he'll be on hand to give any medical attention to anyone. As the ball was thumped out of play on that far side for a throw in. Welwyn Garden City 14th this morning, Hertford in 10th. Well, they have fallen down. They were in the playoffs at one stage, of course. But those 3 away defeats has cost them. And the Citizens have got themselves a free kick, far side of the field, about 15 yards inside the Hertford half. Ethan Kessel is going to go across and take it. Koloski's come up from the back to add some considerable aerial presence. Hertford not the tallest of teams. As Kethel's free kick is going to come across, and Luke Mewett, who is by far the tallest player on the Hertford team, grabs it, sends it out on this side, looking for Garzon. Garzon does well. Here's Brian Garzon, right-hand edge of the area, and just loses out, and it's Taff who manages to get it back to his goalkeeper Charlie Crowley. if we think it's cold, a bit cold where Charlie was a couple of weeks ago. He was climbing Kilimanjaro, of course. And that's the ball on the far side. Ryan Burnell is on the right-hand side of the area, delays it, puts it across. Outstretched leg gets it clear to the edge of the area, and Brad Watkins completes the job. Finds Burnell Winter, but Harry Gilzine stuck to his man well. And the ball goes out for a throw-in to Welwyn Garden City on the halfway line. Talked about their home record, Hertford's away record, 2 wins and 5 defeats in 7. Conceded 19 in the process as well. Taff wants the ball and gets it. Plays the ball back into his own half. It has to be controlled by Mali Olagunju. Olagunju down the line for Kerwin, but it's gone out of play. And Mardell Smith takes it quickly for Hertford, looking for Cardozo, gets his head there, but the ball goes out for a goal kick. The other thing, of course, Cardozo back in the lineup for Hertford, preferred to Kaladi Saludin. He's had a few games out, hasn't he? Cardozo seemed to lose his way a bit after the East Hearts derby. Yeah,
he did a bit. I don't know exactly if there was an issue with him, an injury issue or anything like that. But that's the thing with Ben. He does change the team a little bit, and brings a couple of players in, springs a couple of changes that you wouldn't necessarily expect, and he's come back in, and hopefully he'll give a good performance for himself.
Ryan Burnell gets the ball rather caught under his feet, and then goes down in a heap. He got it caught between his feet, stretched just a little bit awkwardly to put it out for a throw-in, but he's back up and okay. So Welwyn Garden City got a throw midway inside the Hertford down a half, far side of the field. Ryan Kerwin shields his eyes from the sun. Watkins is beaten to it, but Welwyn Garden City will get the ball back with James Koloski. Koloski's ball through, looking for Cyrus Babai, but it's Ryan Burnell who read it first and puts the ball out of play for a throw-in once again to Welwyn Garden City on that far side of the field. There's Koloski. Koloski's ball across the box, and Luke Mewitt goes down, grabs it on the edge of his 6-yard box, bowls it out the send edge midway inside the Welwyn Garden City half. Back for Joe Bennett. Bennett plays it to his right to Billy Mardell Smith. Back for Harry Gilzine. Patient build-up play, as we know we'll get from the Hertford. There's Gilzine again on the edge of his 18-yard box. Hasn't missed a game so far this season, the teenage number 5. As Mewitt bowls it out the Ben Hurd, goes round one, plays the ball down the line, looking for the run of Cardozo. The defender is Josh Steele, and Steele does well, turns the ball with interest into the Hertford half, but only as far as Ben Hurd, who will put it back to his goalkeeper Luke Mewitt. 8 minutes gone here. Out the back servers, Pete and Simon with you on 90 Minutes Live in association with Easy Shelf, bringing you Step 4 football throughout the season, involving Hertford, Ware and Welwyn Garden City. Ware at Cirencester. We'll tell you how they're getting on at half-time. The other big game at the top of the division, Stockfold against North Lee, which could be interesting as well. Ball threaded forward. Cyrus can't get hold of it, but in the end it's Ben Hurd who just volleys it towards the halfway line onto the head of Josh Steele, who returns it to the Hertford player manager. His send edge, lively player, but in his own half for much of the opening part of this one is Ryan Burnell. Billy Mardell Smith plays the ball back to Harry Gilzine. Gilzine side-footed ball on that far side to Mardell Smith again. Mardell Smith finds Ben Hurd midway inside his own half. Goes around the challenge of Goloski. Here's Brian Garzon. Garzon right-hand side plays the ball to Mardell Smith. Mardell Smith's ball at Ryan Burnell going through the area. Shove comes in on Brad Watkins, who goes down inside that area. All the kick out by Charlie Crowley's not a good one. It hit Ryan Kerwin, and in the end Welwyn Garden City managed to sort it out, but Hertford have got the ball back with Sonny Goglin Brown. That's a decent one across the area, but Sandedge can't get hold of it. And a linesman's flag up on that far side of the field to say that it would have been offside anyway. And so it's going to be a free kick to Welwyn Garden City, and both teams trying each other out at the moment, really.
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. There's been no real chances, no trouble for either goalkeeper, and it's as you say, it's one of those games. It's a local derby, and it's one of those ones you really don't want to lose. And as you say, I think it's just a case of these first 10 minutes or so that each team's trying to suss each other out.
Yeah, it might be a case of the recent records as well. Hertford don't want to lose another away game, and Welwyn Garden City want to win one at home. Haven't won here since the 7th of April when they beat AFC Dunstable by 3-0. It's been a sorry tale. They've conceded 20 goals here in 6 games. As Garzon heads it forward, Joe Bennett's got a bit of space to move into inside the centre circle, far side of the field, brings in Goglin Brown. Coughlin Brown for Burnell. Burnell was beaten to it by Cyrus Babai, who did a good job tracing him back, but then gives it away to Joe Bennett. Bennett's cross into the area. Cardozo goes up with Steele. Both of them miss it, but Welwyn Garden City will bring it away with Ethan Kessel. Kessel's long ball forward, looking for Burnell Winter. Couldn't keep hold of it, and the ball goes out for a throw-in to Hertford. Hertford have got Tame at home in their next encounter this time next week, and then Leighton Town in their game on Saturday week. As far as Welwyn Garden City are concerned, they're not back here till the 4th of November when Canterbury are visitors. Got a game against Biggleswade Town scheduled for Tuesday the 24th, and that'll be their next engagement. No game for them this next weekend. Ball forward by Gilzean, but all the way through to Charlie Crowley. Charlie's long kick forward, midway inside the Hertford half. Up in the air by Mashani, and the ball lands at the feet of Sendedge. Sendedge beaten to it by Kessel, but ball will go out for a throw-in on this near side of the field. Kuranasi Mashani taking the throw. Sendedge on this near side. Garzon has gone on the overlap. Sendedge drifts into midfield, finds Mardell Smith, plays it to his right. Forces Burnell to go just a little bit backwards, but he picks out Sonny Goglin Brown. Coughlin Brown away from Gerwin and then gives it away to Brad Watkins. Watkins far side brings in Lewis Taff. Taff forward for Cyrus Babai. Cyrus has to go all the way back to the halfway line to Ryan Kerwin, who goes back into his own half. Josh Steele coming across the halfway line. Steele's ball forward, a poor one, straight to Sendedge. Hertford a chance to come forward. Only Cardozo there. Sendedge goes down, but Mashani comes forward and tries to play the ball where Cardozo should have been, and Cardozo didn't run. But right idea from the fullback. Cardozo was caught in his heels.
Yeah, it was the right idea, and just a little bit of miscommunication there between the two, and otherwise it could have been a good chance for Hertford.
But out with the throw-in back to Harry Gilzean, midway inside his own half. Mardell Smith just shrugs off the challenge, and back for Gilzean, turns inside Burnell Winter, and then gives Ben Hurd a little bit to do. Did well to get it in front of Kessel. Mashani down the line for Sendedge. Sendedge's ball is picked up by Koloski. He can't keep hold of it. And that really has been the story of the opening 13 minutes here, as Joe Bennett comes forward for Welwyn Garden City, still inside his own half. Ryan Burnell's seen plenty of the ball. Onto the halfway line for Coughlin Brown, who has to turn back to Gilzean. Gilzean has got Ben Hurd pointing where he wants it, and then Ben goes all the way back to the goalkeeper, Luke Mewett. Mewett out for Gilzean again. Here's Joe Bennett. Bennett looking to spring Cardozo forward with a long ball. Should be Charlie Crowley's, and is on the edge of the area. Charlie bowls the ball down. Hasn't got a lot to give it to. Cardozo almost closed him down, but Brad Watkins does well to make something of it and find Burnell Winter, who then turns into trouble, and Hertford have got the ball back. Welwyn Garden City at the moment not being able to put any passes together. Hertford made the brighter start as Darnell Winter brings Billy Mardell-Smith down. And Hertford get themselves a free kick, which Ben Herb will take. Some 10 yards inside his own half. Garzon comes short for it. Here's Mardell-Smith. Taff brings him down, and that's going to be a yellow card for Welwyn Garden City's debutant. Lewis Taff is booked. Actually, looking at Lewis Taff, is almost looking at the days when Jesse Waltling was here, wasn't it? A real resemblance about him.
Yeah, he is. He is. I mean, that was a nasty tackle there, though. Billy looks like he's going to be all right, and let's just signal to the trainers he doesn't need to come on. He's up on his feet now, which is good. And the thing is, I mean, that's the thing with Billy. You do find, especially in the position that he plays, I think, he does win a lot of free kicks for Hertford, doesn't he?
Yep, this one's going to be taken by Ben Hertz. Ryan Burnell's making his way to the edge of the box. I said not the tallest team. Gilzean's up there as well. Bit of aerial presence for him. But when you've got the likes of Josh Steele and James Goloski against you, you have to put the right ball in. Burnell's been called to the referees. A little bit of a word. He was having a little bit of set to with Brad Watkins on the edge of the area. Referee sorted that out, and Ben Hurd's going to curl it in with the right boot. Decent looking kick. They're all going in. The header came in the end from Ryan Burnell, and in the end it goes behind for a corner. Headed it down, and decent chance.
Yeah, decent chance there for Hertford. First real chance of the game. Wins them a corner, and let's see what they can do with it from here.
Corner's going to come across from the far side. Corner goes in, up goes Gilzean. One bounce straight into the arms of Charlie Crowley. Nobody had marked him though. Charlie bowls the ball out to Alex Harris. Alex's ball forward, looking for Lewis Taff, who'd made good progress on the edge of the area, plays it forward, but absolutely nobody there. Ball fell apart again.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think he was expecting Ethan Kessel to be there. Ethan hadn't made the run, so again another case of miscommunication.
Good ball from Alex Harris, but Welwyn Garden City are going to have it back here with Charlie Crowley. Charlie again taking his time a little, but finds Kerwin on the halfway line, who starts to come forward. Finds Cyrus Babai up against Ryan Burnell. Cyrus has to turn backwards. Finds Kerwin. Kerwin tries to keep the ball in and does. Kerwin's in here, puts the ball across the box. Brad Watkins goes up, but Luke Hewitt's there first. Just signs that things are livening up a bit with 17 minutes gone here. At the Bexhurst in 90 minutes live in association with Easy Shelf, our sponsors, who we thank very much. Garzon's touch, not a good one, and Welwyn Garden City will get it back with James Koloski. Koloski finds Cyrus Babai down that left-hand side, turns inside Cochran Brown, and on the edge of the area it's Gilzean who gets it clear, but only as far as Brad Watkins, the Welwyn Garden City skipper in the absence of James Mulley. Josh Steele picks the ball up, has to go backwards all the way again to Charlie Crowley. Charlie again takes a bit of a chance with Cardozo closing it down and gives it away to Billy Mardell-Smith. He goes down, crunching challenge coming in from Alagunju, and the ball to Lewis Taff, who fires it in, and it's well held by Luke Hewitt. Well, not much back left, but you've got a bit of power behind that.
Yeah, there was certainly a lot of power in that shot, and well saved from Luke. He's grabbed that, and I was expecting him to turn it away, but he managed to hold it in both hands.
Joe Bennett coming forward for Hertford. And Joe Bennett still coming forward for Hertford, and in the end it's Josh Steele's tackle. Robs him of the ball. It's Alex Harris, bounces off a send edge and then comes off the shin of Josh Steele, much to the delight of Hertford fans behind the goal. He gives Hertford a throw in, which Mashani will take. They're in 3. Ericsson Assai is the other one, of course, the Frenchman, who has occupied the left full-back berth. Mashani has it this afternoon. Going down the line and again wins another throw in, is it? I think down there for his side. throw-in's going to be taken by Mashani, the left fullback. Not getting a lot of movement. Ardell Smith now coming towards him. And here's Ben Hurd, midway inside the Welwyn Garden City half. Finds Mashani again, who just meets the challenge from Tav. He's been involved in plenty of stuff so far, Lewis Tav, on his Welwyn Garden City debut. Has been out with an injury. Played a lot of games for Enfield Town at the level above this. An experienced player is Mardell Smith. Finds Ben Hurd. Ben's forward looking for send edge. Alex Harris is there, and Alex does a decent job. And the ball goes away for a throw-in on this near side, right down by the corner flag. It's the one place it's difficult to see in this stand here. Small stand for those of you who don't know the Pexhurst, just 3 rows back. We'll sit in the back. Alex Harris is thrown forward onto the head of Mardell Smith. Back out by Golowski. Here's Ben Hurd. Hooks it away from Donnell Winter. And Mashani and Sendedge leave it to each other, and the ball just goes out of play for a throw-in to Welwyn Garden City, which Alex Harris will take. Sure, he had warmer days in his couple of years. College football in the States. Throw down off the head of Donnell Winter, out by Ben Hurd. Goes on collects it. Mardell Smith lets it go over his head, and it will be a throw-in to Hertford on this near side of the field. Hertford won here, of course, 3-0 last season. But Welwyn Garden City returned the compliment at Hertford when they won 2-0. As Ryan Burnell puts the ball back to Harry Gilzine. Last home win here, actually, have to come to 2001. And Welwyn Garden City beat Hertford 1-0. Charlie Crowley, the back pass from Olagunju. It's just a little too heavy. Charlie couldn't keep it in, and Hertford have got another corner. They just haven't really started, Citizens, so far, have they? No,
they haven't at all. That was a poor attempt at a back pass. Far too much pace on it for Charlie to get to. And this is what the Citizens need. They need to really to get going and give this crowd something to cheer about, because as you've said, they haven't won here this season. They do need something to cheer about.
Brian Garzon's corner, looking for Harry Gilzine again. Welwyn Garden City get it clear as far as Cochran Smith heads it to the edge of the area, and then Kerwin thumps it forward. 2 against 2 for a minute. Mashani gets his head there. Donnell Winter will get there first. Sets up Cyrus Babai down that left-hand side. Ben Hurd's the defender, and just shields the ball out of play for a throw-in to the home Citizens. Throw to be taken by Ryan Kerwin. It's fitted neatly into that left-back position, joining earlier in the season from Hamwell Town, his second spell with Welwyn Garden City. Kerwin gets it back, pulls the ball across the box. Ben Hurd's missed it. Mashani just puts it up in the air, but Sended should clear for Hertford, and then he's tripped by his fellow number 7, Ethan Kessel. And Hertford will clear their lines with a free kick to the left-hand side of their 18-yard box. Not too many goals this season really for Welwyn Garden City all told, only 18. Only 4 of them have come before half-time in games. Hertford themselves have only managed 6. Second halves have been much more profitable for both two teams. Mardell Smith back for Ben Hurd, gets the ball back, does the teenager. Finds Sendedge, who drifted into midfield. Sendedge, long ball on that far side, and the good one searches out Sonny Coghlan-Brown. Coghlan-Brown against Kerwin. Coghlan-Brown turns inside and then finds Joe Bennett. Bennett's ball across the area. Cardozo couldn't get there. All he needed was a touch, surely, and that would have been in the back of the net.
Yeah, great little move there from Hertford. Coghlan-Brown has found Joe Bennett running down that right-hand side. He's put the ball into the box, and just a little bit too far ahead for the in-running players.
So Charlie Crowley will take the goal kick from the goal away to our left. He's not really had a save to make, but it's been the goal that's had the most attention so far in the opening 24 minutes of this one. Southern League Division 1 Central on a sunny but autumnal afternoon in Welwyn Garden City. Charlie Crowley's kick is going to land inside the Hertford half. Brad Watkins and Alex Harris rather got in each other's way. Here's Brian Garzon. I haven't seen too much of him so far. Goes on, turning left, turning right, and then chips it on that far side for Ryan Burnell. Burnell coming forward. Got Cyrus Babai in front of him. Finds Garzon again, whose control lets him down, and the ball will break to the edge of the Welwyn Garden City area, but again it's just hoofed into Hertford territory. Gilzine back, Josh Steele for Taff. Taff's ball on this side for Ethan Kessel. Kessel finds Steele. Steele finds Alex Harris. A rare bit of possession play so far for the Citizens, and as I say that, it all breaks down. Mashani coming forward for Hertford. He's got Sendage in acres of space on the left-hand side, screaming for the ball, and he decided to go right, and the Citizens got it clear. Ben Hurd for Billy Mardell-Smith. Mardell-Smith forward for Mashani. Neat turn away from Josh Steele for the left back. This time he does find Sendage. Sendage puts the ball across the box. Cardozo goes up, can't get to it, and it's headed out the far post by Kerwin. Brad Watkins will find Taff, he'll find Ethan Kessel. Kessel's long ball on that far side, searching out Cyrus Babai. But Ryan Burnell had read it, got there first. Two tussling for the ball. Cyrus has picked his pocket, manages to get the ball back for Welwyn Garden City. Good play as he brings in Brad Watkins. Watkins with Mardell-Smith buzzing around him like an annoying little wasp. But in the end, the ball all comes to nothing for Welwyn Garden City, and Coughlin Brown sends Cardozo down the right-hand side. Garzon screaming for it in the centre. Cardozo's delayed, tried to put it across, and now goes backwards for Coughlin Brown, and then it goes backwards into his own half for Ryan Burnell, and that's the time I think Hertford fans get a bit frustrated. They're in a good position there, and suddenly it's all back deep in their own area. But Ben Hurd coming forward now, finds Mashani. He's made a good start to the game as the left back. Finds Hurd again. Ben comes across the halfway line, chips it forward. Look at Sendage, who's wrestling away with Alex Harris. Cleared from the edge of the area, but only off James Kolofsky. And you think, well, they do get a bit frustrated sometimes, the Hertford fans, with finding themselves in good positions and then going back to back to square one, as it were.
Yeah. I mean, it is one of those things that's, it's bugged the Hertford fans for quite a while, isn't it? And I think, we've said it before as well. It's just that end product. When they do have the chance to shoot or put someone through to shoot, they try to look for the extra pass and create the extra move. And I can understand how frustrating it is for the Hertford fans. But as we know, and as I'm sure they know, that's the way that Ben likes them to play. And I can't see it changing anytime soon.
No, it certainly won't change. It's not that I haven't got skillful players coming forward either. Manny Olagunju seems to have a bit of a problem. He's limping and seems to be struggling. And I don't know whether Mark Weatherston will consider making a change here, because he's gone down again. It's the left knee seems to be the problem. He's down as Hertford take the free kick, cross the area from Mashani. Here's Brian Garzon. Oh dear, how on earth did Cardozo miss that? He was on the edge of the area and completely miscued the ball, and still the Welwyn Garden City number 6 is down. He's limping. He can't take further part. Surely someone needs to put the ball out here, because Manny Olagunju is certainly not putting it on. He's in real trouble, is the number 6, but game continues as Joe Bennett finds Mardell-Smith coming forward. He's getting up, just limping across. He can hardly walk, the number 6. Goes on, sends Mardell-Smith scurrying through, and here's Charlie Crowley, and Charlie will surely put it out of play. In fact, the referee sounds a whistle. And I know referees are only supposed to stop the game for head injuries, but it was pretty obvious that Manny was struggling big time there.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's really, as you say, he really is in pain. And I can't see him being able to continue his game. And got to give massive credit for him, because when Hertford were on the attack just now, he'd got up to even I guess from his point of view, even a body there is going to sort of like be some sort of assistance to the defence. But he really does seem to be suffering, and I'd be surprised if he continues for this game.
Yeah, so would I. Rachel's out there trying to do the business, but substitute warming, I guess what would happen is James Goloski would drop into the back four should they need it, because they haven't got a defender, or a central defender, should I say, on the bench. Possibly Adam Pollock come and fit into where Goloski was in midfield, and I think there is going to be a substitution. So unfortunately for Manny Olagunju, that's going to be the last we're going to see of the number 6 this afternoon, I fear. Hopefully we wish him a speedy recovery. And Welwyn Garden City are going to make the change. Can't quite see who it is. I think it might be Adam Pollock over there, but we'll confirm that when he comes on the pitch, getting some last minute instructions. Always got a sheet of paper out there, haven't they, on the bench? I wonder what's written on it.
It's that, and it's all the pre-match, tactics and things they write up beforehand, isn't it? And we know from when we used to speak to Alan Clark, the notes he used to do and prepare for Paul for before their games. There is a lot of work that goes into these tactics, and if this happens, we're going to do this, and if that happens, we're going to do something else. And I guess obviously with the importance of these games, you've got to make those sort of preparations just in case.
Yeah, I thought my notes were obligated. Substitution was Bailey Stevenson, by the way, has come on. He's going to play up front on the right, which means Ethan Kessel is going to drop into the centre of midfield, and Goloski is going to go into the back four. So I don't think there's any doubt about Goloski dropping into the back four. Got to be two of the biggest central defenders in the league, I would think, him and Josh Steele now. But Welwyn Garden City have got to throw in Bailey Stevenson, who's I think a bit unlucky to be out of the starting lineup as well. So he's got a chance to show what he can do here. Luke Mewitt collects the ball and bowls it out to Mashani. 31 minutes gone on 90 Minutes Live in association with Easy Shelf, and we stand at 0-0 in the A414 stroke B1000 derby. Is Mashani forward for Brian Garzon. Garzon turns inside Alex Harris. That's a good ball to Mashani. Mashani turns inside Tav, looks to queue up the cross for Coghlan Brown on the far side. Ball down by Kerwin. The Hertford found screaming that was a back pass, and to be honest, I think they might have a point as play goes to the other end, headed forward by Ben Hurd, and here's Bailey Stevenson in space, right outside of the Hertford area, fires in the shot, but it goes into the side netting. Well, a couple of talking points there. I think that could have been judged as back pass, Well, yeah, absolutely. I do think it was a back pass, and the Hertford fans, shouting and giving their views there, and I think they're quite right. And on Bailey Stevenson, I will say, when we was here for the Bedford game a few weeks ago, he came on as a substitute. It wasn't a great performance from the Welwyn Garden City side, but actually no, it was the Basildon game, wasn't it? In the FA Trophy, he came on and really put in a good performance. And I remember us saying then that he was obviously not pleased at losing his place, and put in a performance there. And I'm sure we're going to see the same today from him. Yeah, he's got a point to prove as Sendedge picks the ball up inside the Welwyn Garden City half. Goes back for the industrious Joe Bennett, who finds Garzon, who found just a little bit of space. He's finding a bit more of the ball now, the number 10. Mardell Smith picks him down again. Brian Garzon, lunging challenge goes in by James Goloski. And in the end, he did manage to win the ball. Stevenson hoofs it forwards, going to land with Darnell Winter, who's under challenge from Ben Hurd, but unfairly so, says our referee, Daniel Baines. Comes from Southend, as Daniel Baines. He's one of the taller referees. Put him alongside Steele and Goloski, and you really would have a back three. At far side of the field, who's Ryan Kerwin. Down the line to Cyrus Baba. He's been well marshalled by Ryan Burnell so far. Cardoso picks the ball up, chips it inside for Sonny Coghlan Brown, but Steele is able to read that and then find Kerwin, who puts it all the way back to his goalkeeper, Charlie Crowley. Charlie's kicked forward, looking for Bailey Stevenson, who gets a little bit of a high boots for Joe Bennett. Bennett said he was going for the ball, which I think is fair enough, but Certainly, Bailey Stevenson felt that. I don't think there's any malice from Joe Bennett at all in that.
Well, from what I saw, Joe Bennett's kicked the ball and he's caught the ball, but and the ball just went into Bailey's face. To me, it didn't look like it was his boot that caught him. It was the ball.
Well, a little smile between both players, so no problem. And game's going to restart with Harry Gilzean on that far side, midway inside his own half. Long ball forward, that's a rarity for Hertford, but it's a good one. Finds Sendage. Sendage, though, his progress delayed by Bailey Stevenson and then cleared by Alex Harris from deep inside his own half. Ben Hurd will take the throw in. In fact, no, it'd be a little bit further down the line. I don't think it went off there. I think it went when Ben bowled the ball to Mashani down the line, but they're all a little bit unsure where it went off. I don't think it went off there either, but it's going to be taken anyway. Mashani for Garzon. You certainly, I say, he's finding some space now, is Brian Garzon. Finds Ryan Burnell. Burnell down that right-hand side. Further down the right-hand side for Coghlan Brown. Coghlan Brown goes back for Joe Bennett. Bennett's ball forward, looking to release Ryan Burnell. Burnell can't keep it in. Idea good. Execution poor from Joe Bennett. 9 minutes to go before half-time, and I think Mark Weatherston's the manager that's going to have a few question marks at half-time so far. His side haven't got going, and I'm not sure whether Cyrus Babai out on the left and Durnell Winter through the middle really works. We'll talk about that in a second, because here's Cardozo, and it took Taft's intervention to thump it behind for another Hertford corner. Welwyn Garden City could have been in trouble. Lewis Taft, good reading in the game there. Yeah,
absolutely. He's just managed to hook that away, give Hertford this corner, and obviously these players coming up. And this is one thing that's that I think Hertford sort of like suffer a little, because as you said earlier, they haven't really got any. They're not really the tallest of teams, are they? So I do feel that a little bit of height, a little bit of presence in that box would benefit them.
Yep, but Brian Garzon is going to see what you can do from the corner on that far side. Let's chip it to the near post, but it's easily cleared. Ethan Gessel picks it up, threads it forward, and Durnell Winter's got a chance here now. Durnell Winter on the edge of the area. Mashani's the defender. Mashani gets a boot in and sticks to his job well. Winter's still got the ball down by the corner flag now, and chance would appear to have gone, but Ethan Gessel's got it back now. Edge of the area, puts it across, up in the air by Gilzean. Taft's beaten to it. Good head of that from Sendage, and he brings in Brian Garzon. Garzon will pick out Sendage again on this right-hand side on the halfway line. Goes back into his own half for Joe Bennett. That break from Durnell Winter just symptomatic of the way it's been going for the Citizens in this first half. Luke Mewitt's had nothing to do really, but one save from the shot from Lewis Taft and a few crosses to pick out of the air. Has not been unduly worried as a big goalkeeper. Gilzean. He said that at the other end. Hertford have had plenty of the ball, but Charlie Ground is yet to make a real meaningful save. Is Mashani. Back for Billy Mardell-Smith, who's come deep to get a little bit of possession of the ball. Mardell-Smith for Joe Bennett. Bennett for Gilzean, who's come over to this near side. Brings in Sendage, good touch. Takes him round Taft, finds Garzon. Mashani's come up again on the left-hand side. Garzon decides to go in the opposite direction. Brings in Mardell-Smith. Mardell-Smith forward for Garzon again. Garzon on that far side for Coghlan Brown. Suddenly Coghlan Brown going on a run against Kerwin, gets the ball across the box, headed out by Alex Harris. Only as far as Burnell, but his control is poor. The ball will break to the edge of the area, and there's Sonny Coghlan Brown coming in. Kerwin's tackle is an excellent one in the end, and the ball goes out for a corner. Ryan Kerwin had to win the ball there, or he would have been in trouble.
Yeah, really important tackle. He's timed it absolutely perfectly for Welwyn Garden City, and as you say, another corner for Hertford Town.
Fourth corner. Brian Garzon will take it on that far side. 6 minutes plus time added on to go before half time at the Beckershurst. Here comes the corner, plenty of movement. Sendage takes it short to the edge of the area. Mardell Smith gives it back to Gazon. Good cross coming over, headed out by Brad Watkins. Up in the air goes Cardozo, but the ball headed over the top of Charlie Growley's crossbar. Well, I think Mark Weatherston's been forced into the change because of the injury, but really, I think he really has got to change something at half time, but I'm not quite sure what.
No, I mean, they're not creating anything, are they, at all? And just let you take over here.
Darnell Winter picks the ball up right hand side. Harry Gilzine stuck to him like glue again. Winter tries to go inside, then outside. Winter does go into the area, cross that area, shot from Brad Watkins, and wide of the target. By far the best opportunity Welwyn Garden City have had all game.
Yeah, well, as I was saying, they've not created anything, and they go and, as you say, create their best chance that they've got. But I mean, the Welwyn Garden City defence is definitely the defence that's had the most to do and been caused the most trouble in this game. They really need to change something up. But as you say, it's a case of what Mark Weatherston do.
Well, they've got defending to do here, but in the end, Josh Steele does it well enough to delay the progress of Garzon. And certainly, if I was Mark Weatherston, I'd be telling someone to pick the number 10 up. He's finding lots of space, is Brian Garzon at the moment. So at the far side of the field, Winter's progress is delayed by Harry Gilzine. He's one of those players, really. He always has a solid game. He's only a teenager. Looks a really good prospect. There's Harry Gilzine. Not flamboyant, but he does the right thing at the right time. Kerwin's got the throw in for Ethan Kessel. Kessel's control is poor. Mardell Smith will bring in Ryan Burnell. Bennett far side for Coughlin Brown. Mardell Smith's got it back. Bennett's ball forward. Cannons off of Ryan Kerwin and goes over for a throw in to Hertford Down. Half-time sequence coming up. Tell you what's going on around about the league in Southern League Division 1 Central, and we'll tell you a little bit about Hertford because they are the visitors. And if anybody saw the Twitter account, no Muppets unfortunately, but there is a bit of Harry Potter and quite a few toothbrushes, so I'll leave you to ponder on that. As Brad Watkins robs Ryan Burnell. Watkins, edge of the area, is Bailey Stevenson, forces him wide. Stevenson's got it back across the box, and good header by Joe Bennett. Well, Darnell Winter was behind, waiting to pull the trigger, and Welwyn Garden City get their first corner.
Yeah, I mean, Welwyn Garden City seems to have woken up these last few minutes, and a couple of chances, couple of crosses in from this right hand side from Bailey Stevenson, who, as we said, he's got that point to prove to Mark Weatherstone. So. Let's see what they can create from this corner.
I think Gassel's going to take it. Well, there isn't much aerial present at the other end for the corner. They've got it in absolute trumps here. Koloski, Steele, Watkins, take your pick. As Kethel's corner comes across and it's headed out by Harry Gilzine at the near post. Stevenson will keep it in play on this near side. Goes on there doing the defending. Stevenson gets across the box and sliding in with Cyrus Babai, but Luke Newitt kept his eye on the ball and clears quickly, looking for Coughlin Brown on this near side. Alex Harris did a good job of reading it, but Kerwin will pick up the ball, bring in Joe Bennett. Bennett to his left-hand side to Mashani. Mashani forward, send there just a stretch to control it, and does. Good control by Brian Garzon again. Garzon's ball on this near side from Mashani. Alex Harris is the defender. Mashani plays it inside for Mardell Smith. Mardell Smith gives it back to the number 3. Ball cannons off of Alex Harris, who's lost it in the end. Mardell Smith manages to find Sendage. It will go across the box this time. Oh, coming in was Coughlin Brown. And in the end, he got under it, and the ball went over the top of the crossbar. Yeah,
I mean, he'll be disappointed not to have got that on target, wouldn't he? But another good move from Hertford, another dangerous piece of work for the Welwyn Garden City defence to defend.
Well, they've had the opportunities. Haven't really had one on target that Charlie Growley's had to worry about, but certainly had their chances in this opening period. We're into the last minute of it here at the Bexhurst, 0-0. between Welwyn Garden City and Hertford. Charlie's long kick forward lands midway inside the Hertford half. One bounce onto the head of Darnell Winter. Charlie battling with Bailey Stevenson. Clears his lines and finds Sendedge inside his own half. Forward for Joe Bennett. Bennett's being hustled and harried by Brad Watkins, who comes away with the ball. There's Darnell Winter on the right-hand side. Welwyn Garden City having the best period of the game here. Darnell Winter tries to get the ball across. Bounces off of Mashani. And will go behind for a throw-in, which Alex Harris will take. Coming up into time added on. A couple of minutes, I would have thought. Alex Harris gets it back over Bailey Stevenson. Alex's ball all the way along the ground. Allowed to run to Darnell Winter, but Joe Bennett gets a boot in. Sendedge can't keep the ball in midway inside the Welwyn Garden City half. So Golofsky will pick it up for the Citizens. Just calm it down, says the experienced number 4. Harris to take the throw in again for the Citizens. Stevenson was coming short, but goes towards Brad Watkins, who controls it well in between two Hertford players, but he's outnumbered in the end, and Ben Hurd gets it clear as far as Cardozo. It's Lewis Taff, Ethan Kessel, thumping challenge going in on Sonny Coghlan Brown. Kerwin's cross is a long one, too far, and will go out for a goal kick to Hertford. They weren't happy with that challenge by Ethan Gessel, and Sonny Coghlan Brown certainly felt it. He's down on his haunches, but should be okay, and will get up and does. So no sign of what was to be added on the end. We're still playing with minute over the top here at the Pexhurst, where sun's gone down and temperature is going down with it as well. Definitely tell jumpers and coats are the order of the day. This time last week we were thinking about shorts, weren't we?
I was just going to say, I think our shorts season is well and truly over for this year.
Well, I think spectators at grounds that I'm attending will be very thankful for that. But I'll give you advance warning when they come out the wardrobe again, and no advance warning from the referee who was about to blow the whistle there. Daniel Baines brings to an end the first half here at the Bexhurst with the score Welwyn Garden City 0, Hertford Town 0.
Well, as we've said, not too much action for either goalkeeper to deal with in that first half. I think the Welwyn defence have been the busier of the two, but no real clear-cut chances for either side in that half. And I think Ben will be the happier of the two managers. And let's see if there are any changes and what happens after half-time.
Well, we will see. We're into the half-time sequence as our friend Ian Bush goes past. Even he's got his lunch in that backpack, or is it all full of cameras? That's a big backpack.
I reckon he might have his lunch in there and a couple of other bits and pieces as well.
Makes mine look small. Right, our half-time sequence, we will start by telling you a little bit about the visitors. And as Hertford are the visitors, well, why not? A couple of facts you may not know about Hertford. First of all, Britain's first paper mill was established in 1488 in Hertford. It was in the Seal area of Hertford and went on to produce paper, which was used by the then invented James Caxton presses, and a lot of the early great works from round about those times will have been printed on paper, which came from Hertford's paper mill. Now, author W.E. Johns, people may well know him because he wrote the Beatles books, of course, and he lived at 41 Cowbridge in Hertford. So a famous resident there. And another area of Hertford that was famous was Parliament Square. And you may go past it and think, well, why was Parliament Square called Parliament Square? Well, it's pretty simple, really, because in 1563, the Parliament legged it out of London because it was being consumed by the Great Plague and took up their place in Hertford's Parliament Square, hence where it gets its name. Now, Samuel Stone's got a statue outside the Hertford Theatre. I've gone past Hertford Theatre and thought, who is that bloke? Well, he was born in the town, but he emigrated to the US and he was the founding father of Hertford with an A, Connecticut. So always remembered his roots, and was the founder of Hertford, Connecticut, one of Hertford's twin towns as well. Now here come the toothbrushes, because Hertford Museum has the UK's largest collection of toothbrushes. Don't know whether there's a lot of opposition from other museums, and I don't know how many they've got, but they do have the largest collection of toothbrushes in the UK, and it all relates to the fact, of course, that the Addis factory was in Ware Road, where it operated between 1919 and 1993. I don't know if they let you try them out. Probably not, I would think. Another notable thing that happened in Hertford was the band Deep Purple were formed in Hertford. Didn't all come from Hertford, but they were actually formed in Hertford. And talking of famous people, Hertford, the Harry Potter connection comes courtesy of local resident Rupert Grint, of course, who was Ron Weasley in the Harry Potter films. George Ezra, of course, is treading the boards and doing gigs. Used to go to school and live in Hertford, lived in Bengio. Jamie George, who's going to be in action for England's rugby union team in their quarter-final against Fiji tomorrow in the Rugby World Cup, was born in Hertford, played for Hertford Rugby Club, plays for Saracens and England. Natalie Munn, who's a badminton international, played at the Olympics. And Clive Radley, who's an England international cricketer, who also played for Middlesex. They all had connections, either lived or were born in Hertford. And as far as Hertford Town goes, former football managers there, three very prominent ones: Cyril Knowles, many years ago, Graham Roberts, and Paul Fairclough, who still manages the England C team. Went on to manage Stevenage when they won the conference back in the middle 90s, and managed Barnet as well. And a couple of the one famous player actually was Ernie Beecham, who made 170 appearances for Fulham as a goalkeeper and still holds Fulham's club record for consecutive appearances, which stands at 130. So there might be something that you didn't know about Hertford. And go on, I challenge you. Go in a museum and say, I know you've got toothbrushes here. How many? So.
I hope they don't let you try them out, because if I was to try it out and then you were to try it out and then someone else try it out, and I wouldn't, I'd want to be the first to try them out, not the 87th or something like that, really.
Yeah. Oh dear. That's right.
Well, I've got some half-time scores for you from the Southern League.
Yep.
It's Biggleswade 1, AFC Dunstable 1. Ware on their travels to all the way down to Cirencester. They are 1-0 up. No scorer from that game. Looks like Sean's not there, so there's no one updating the Twitter on that. Kidlington 0, Barton Rovers 0. Leighton Town visiting Kings Langley, and they are 2-0 up. Also Northley, the away side, as facing Stockhold, they're also 2-0 up. And it's the same scoreline between Tame United and Bedford Town. Final game from the Southern League I've got for you. Waltham Abbey are hosting Aylesbury United, and Waltham Abbey are 2-1 up there. And in the FA Cup, one of the teams from our league is still in the FA Cup, and that's Biggleswade Town. They're on their travels to Solihull Moors, and that is 1-1 at half-time. Well, good luck to Biggleswade Town, carrying the flag for Step 4 in the pyramid. I think there's a couple of other teams as well, and there Sheppey rings a bell from Step 4, and there is one more whose name escapes me from that and level. What we'll say as well is JJ Lacey is now the FA Cup's top scorer so far. Interesting. Okay, talking of top scorers so far, brings a. No, did you mean that? Of course I did.
That was almost professional, wasn't it? The way that happened.
It was purposely done.
Right, the Golden Boots. Tell you all about the Golden Boot. We got some goals here, I tell you. Right, leading the Golden Boot, Hatfield Town's Eben Mabona, who's moved on to 13 so far this season. A couple of players have got doubles. Konami Collington of Hatfield Town, 25 goals between those two. That's some strike force. And Jamie Marshall of Hertford Town, who's been thumping them in as well. They've both got 12. On 10, Charlie Earwood, who plays his football here for AFC Welwyn. Then on 9, Harry Watson of Buntingford, Liam Dawson of Ware, and Kendall Giamphy of AFC Welwyn has got 8. So and I think Theo Ofori is going to be in there on 8, but I stand corrected on that because he got a hat-trick in midweek where won 4-0 at Harpenden in the Hart Senior Cup. Jack Dreyer getting the other goal. Sets up a nice next round tie, home to Hemel Hempstead. A few memories in that.
Oh, yeah, that'll definitely be one to look forward to. I think we'll have to go for that one. We'll have to obviously do our decision for next week where we're going to be, but I'll bring you the women's Golden Boot first. And there's a bit of a change at the top of the women's Golden Boot because due to my well, I wouldn't say foresight, but I managed to miss Sherrod's Wood out, so I do apologise to them. And they have taken over the top 2 spots, and Laura Cousins with 8 and Claire Cranfield with 6 top the list there. We've got Katie Deeprose on 5 from Bury Rangers, and Christina O'Connell with 5 from Rodson Park, as well as Philippa Stevens, who is on 4. And it's finished off by Georgia Elmer Rhodes, who's also on 4 from Hertford Town. And I will say, Pete, there was another derby that we had last week, wasn't there? Hertford Town versus Rodson Park ladies. Hertford Town ran out 3-2 winners in that. Georgia got one of the goals from there. And from the reports that I read, it was a deserved win, but it was a last-minute winner that Hertford Town women managed to get. And they're going really good in that league. Obviously, it's their first season in the Eastern Region Women's Football League, the Southern Division there. Unfortunately, they were thought to be being in the North Division, and there's a couple of teams that have sadly folded in the North. So that's gone down to I think 10 teams now in that division. And Hertford are at home tomorrow. They've got a home game in the Cup against Eastern Region Premier Division side. So good luck to them tomorrow.
Yeah, good luck to ladies tomorrow. So Christina O'Connell's got a little bit of work to do then.
She's definitely got some competition, yeah.
Good bit of competition there. Talking of Hart Senior Cup, by the way, told you that Ware won 4-0 at Harpenden, face Hemel in the next round at Watson Park. Wellington City are involved in action this coming Tuesday when they go to Sawbridgeworth in their first round game. And then on the 24th of this month, I think, Enfield are the visitors to the Smile IT Stadium to take on the Hertford, because the Herts County website, which is not always what it's cracked up to be, the Herts FA County website, has that game down at 7:45 on the 27th. Well, that's 7:45 on a Friday when both teams have got a league match the day after, so I can't think that's right somehow.
No, I'd be surprised. And it's obviously some sort of misprint or mistype or whatever sort of thing. So obviously, we'll have to wait to see to confirm the actual date. But yeah, hopefully, as you say, it'll be the 24th, and that'll be another interesting game for the Herts County Cup for our 3 sides. And
talking of interesting engagements, Wales Youth Team have got one this coming Thursday at the Hive in the FA Youth Cup 3rd qualifying round, when they take on Barnet with the place in the first round of the FA Youth Cup at stake. They've been storming so far of Wales Youth Team banging the goals in, but so have Barnet's Youth Team, so that's be an interesting encounter this Thursday with a 7 o'clock kick-off. So next Saturday, where are we going to go next Saturday? Well, looking at the scores at the moment at half-time, if things stand as they were at half-time at the top of Southern League Division 1 Central, then I have got the feeling that Ware against Stopfold is going to be a pretty good one.
I think so, yeah. I think that would make the most sense to get that game in, and hopefully a positive result that they can get there as well, and obviously continue their good fortunes this afternoon first.
Yeah, certainly. 1-0 up Ware at Cirencester on a bit of a roll. So far, anyway. I mean, Bedford are way out of sight, aren't they? Really, they've got they'll have 22 points, and North Lee, if the scores stay the same as they were at half time, will move into second place. It'll be a bad day for Cirencester and Kings Langley. And a good day for Waltham Abbey and Ware, because you'll end up with 4 teams on 16 points. So that could be interesting.
Yeah, it could. I mean, I was just looking out on the pitch there. You've got Dave Coates going over the pitch and checking a few spots on the pitch. And we mentioned, before commentary that the grass looked quite long. And some of them spots where he's walking through some parts of the pitch, his trainers seem to be half disappearing into it. And as we said, it looks freshly cut, but that grass does seem a little bit long to me.
Yeah, it does. I'll tell you, if my lawn was like that, Mrs. H would be going, get out of the garage, come on, cut the grass. So it does. Yeah, it does. It seems strangely, doesn't it? I don't know. Maybe there's always a possibility because of the prevailing weather conditions, which weren't good over the past couple of days. There might be a reason behind it. I don't know. Don't know enough about lawns. I just get out there, cut it, and leave it. So I'm not green-fingered.
No, me neither. I'm fortunate enough. I don't have one to cut, so I'm all right.
Subwatch tells us that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, I think, or not, five Hertford subs out there, and 4 I think there were for Welwyn Garden City. So I don't think there'll be too much change at a half time. Welwyn Garden City forced to make that early change, which we hope that Manny Olagunju is okay, but he certainly did look in some trouble, and we will see how it turns in the second half. I mean, both of these teams, when you go and see it, they really, both of them need the points to just get a little bit away from that bottom part of the division. Kempston are in big trouble. They're 4 points adrift already at the bottom. Only one goes down, but you don't want to get involved, really, do you, in all of that? You want to keep yourself in a nice, comfortable position where, come sort of March time, you're not actually worried about all that stuff going on down there.
Yeah, no, definitely not. You don't want to be, looking over your shoulders and worrying a little bit, that there's that possibility of getting dragged into it, because that's going to put more pressure on the players as well, isn't it? Which is, that's what you don't want. So, if you can manage to find yourself, 10, 12, 15 points clear in the worst case scenario by that sort of time of year, then you're okay. But hopefully both our 2 teams here and also Ware won't have anything to worry about at that stage of the season. Yeah,
if they do produce their best, both these teams can mix it with the teams in this division. Doesn't look like any changes at half time. So I would take you through the 2-team lineups. Home side got Charlie Crowley in goal. Alex Harris and Ryan Kerwin are the fullbacks. And now it's Josh Steele and James Koloski are the 2 centre-backs. In midfield, Ethan Kessel and Lewis Taft making his debut. Brad Watkins playing behind a front 3 of Cyrus Babai, Durnell Winter and first half substitute Bailey Stevenson. I will give you the Hertford lineup when we get an appropriate stoppage in play, because the referee is out there with his whistle and ready to get us underway here at the Bexhurst on 90 Minutes Live in association with Easy Shelf in Southern League Division 1 Central. Still waiting for the first goal of the afternoon in the derby between Welwyn Garden City and Hertford Town, who are going to get us underway, kicking from left to right. It's Billy Mardell-Smith with the ball at his feet. The referee just looking around, looks at his watch, in fact looks at watch number 1, looks at watch number 2 and gets us back underway. Long ball forward by Joe Bennett. Koloski heads it towards Lewis Taff. Watkins heads it down. Joe Bennett's first to react. We're still inside the Hertford half, and Alex Harris goes in the challenge on send edge. And it's going to be an early free kick to Hertford on that far side of the field, which Ben Hurd will come across to take. Takes it short to Mashani. Mashani just goes outside Bailey Stevenson and then goes down. Another free kick as they advance just a little way down that touch line. And Mashani gets himself back up, and Ben Hurd will have another opportunity. Taking it for closer to the danger area as far as Welwyn Garden City are concerned. Plenty of players still back for Hertford. Ryan Burnell now is jogging into the area, and they've got 3 back. Burnell Winter, the only one forward for Welwyn Garden City. Joe Bennett's just going forward, and Billy Mardell Smith towards the edge of the area now. Ben Hurd's going to take the kick then. Referee sounds the whistle. Here comes the kick with the right boot to the near post, headed out by James Goloski. Only as far as Billy Mardell Smith. Mardell Smith on that far side for Ben Hurd again. Looks to bring in send edge. Good job by Alex Harris. Get in the way. Thump it forward looking for Durnell Winter. Mashani had read that. Puts it back down the touchline, and in the end the ball goes out for a throw into Welwyn Garden City. Hertford have got Luke Mewett in goal. 2 fullbacks, Ryan Burnell on one side and Kuranashi Mashani on the other. 2 central defenders, Harry Gilzine and Ben Hurd. Joe Bennett playing just in front of those, and then 2 in central midfield in Billy Mardell Smith and Brian Garzon, and a front 3 of Sendage on one side, Cardozo through the middle, and Sonny Coughlin-Brown on this left-hand side. No Wilson Burnell, if you're a Hertford fan and wondering, we wish him well. He was taken out before the kick-off. Koloski goes in hard this time again on Cardozo, and the referee is going to produce a card. Second one of the afternoon. Lewis Taff was booked earlier in the game, so James Koloski gets a card from our referee. That's his 3rd yellow of the season for the number 4. Free kick is going to be taken once again by Ben Hurd. That's about 15-20 yards inside the Welwyn Garden City half. Just pointing the fact that Bailey Stevenson had got himself a little bit too close to the ball. Here comes the kick. Chipped in with the right boot. Coming in on the far post was Sonny Coughlin-Brown, but Kerwin did well just to police it out of play. On the bench, by the way, Welwyn Garden City, Adam Pollock, Freddie Brown, David Martins and Henry Jones, with Bailey Stevenson already on the pitch. And for Hertford, Charlie Payne, Manny Robe, Connor Clark, Galadi Saludin and Urgis Pepash. As Brad Watkins, skipper for the afternoon, just lumps it out of play on that far side. Fielded by Mark Weatherston, who's got to be they were tough, these old centre-halves, weren't they? He's got short sleeves over there. But he's going to be feeling it. I am. As Gilzine puts the ball up on the edge of the Hertford 18-yard box. Brings in Ryan Burnell. Burnell to Garzon. Decent touch again, but Burnell will... In fact, he'll lose out to Kerwin, who does a good job. Down the line, looking for Cyrus Babai. Comes off Cyrus's back, but he does manage to control it. It's Ryan Kerwin again. Kerwin can't get around Coughlin-Brown. Goes back into his own half for Josh Steele, who goes all the way back for Koloski, who's having... so get there quickly ahead of Cardozo, who closed the space down well for the big defender. And in the end, it's Koloski who thumps the ball off Cardozo. And it will go out for a throw-in to Welwyn Garden City. Koloski complaining, I think. The refs are complaining to the referee there. He's complaining that his teammates didn't give him any option. But referee's having a word with him anyway. And throw will be taken by Alex Harris in front of the Hertford dugout on that far side of the field. Throw. Long throw forward onto the head of Durnell Winter. Ball down by Taff, who loses out to Sendage. Sendage to Joe Bennett. Bennett finds Mashani. Mashani coming across the halfway line. Sendage continues the run down that left-hand side. Polewski is the defender. Sendage goes down, and Kowalski had to be careful. He's on a yellow card. Hertford supporters thought it was a foul. Gilzine almost missed his kick, but recovers and then goes down in a heap under a challenge from Bailey Stevenson. So it's bodies flying about all over the place here. Yeah,
there is. I mean, Mark Weatherstone's over there. He's protesting and giving his views to the ref as well from the Welwyn bench.
And so the ball comes to the edge of the area, controlled by Cyrus Babai. Cyrus onto the right foot will fire in the shot, bounces it off of Gilzine. He did well to come out and block it. Meanwhile, Garzon and Kessler wrestling for the ball. Kessel goes down, and Barzon and Kessel go down again. Kerwin's got some space on this left-hand side, pulls it across the box, up goes Darnell Winter, but it skims off top of his head and goes wide. Wow, it's some two pinfalls and a submission there between Garzon and Ethan Kessel. It's all happening in the centre of midfield once more. Luke Mewitt's got the ball. Well, it is a local derby, isn't it? We've only had 2 yellow cards. Pretty tame for a local derby so far. If you were having a cuppa at half time, by the way, and didn't hear, we're in front at Cirencester, don't know the goal scorer. And Bedford are in front at Northley, are in front at Stopfold, and Leighton in front at Kings Langley. Only home side doing well, Waltham Abbey. There's a ball through, looking for Cyrus Babai, but Luke Mewitt, good starting position, thumps it clear. Ethan Kessel picks the ball up on the halfway line. Kessel coming forward, goes round a couple of players and then gives it away to Garzon. Here's Joe Bennett. Bennett from Mashani. Mashani forward. And Mashani still coming forward. Good run by the number 3 again. Left-hand side brings in Sendage. First time across the box. Cardozo can't get onto it. Coughlin Brown will keep it in on this near side of the field. Sonny Coughlin Brown looking to get it on the right foot, but good defended by Kerwin. And Bailey Stevenson will chip it forward for the on-running Darnell Winter, but straight into the chest of Harry Gilzine. Picked up pace a little bit this game now. As Ryan Burnell goes around Cyrus Babai on this near side for Mardell Smith. Mardell Smith puts his foot on the ball. Joe Bennett is offering inside the centre circle. That's where it'll go. Far side to Mashani, who's done well on the overlap so far this afternoon. The number 3 makes the run again, but Mardell Smith decides to go backwards into its own half for Ben Hurd. Here's Billy Mardell Smith again. It's up against Lewis Taff. Mardell Smith still going. Good ball. Brings in Sendage. He's got some room to move into as Sendage fires in the shot. And Charlie Crowley just got his fingertips to it as it went over the top of the crossbar from some 30 yards plus out. Sendage really got hold of that. And Charlie Crowley tips it over the top to give a Hertford their 5th corner of the afternoon, which Ryan Garzon will go across to take. And Garzon is going to take this one with the right foot, one arm up in the air. And Mardell Smith's going to get it short. Mardell Smith back to Garzon. Garzon this time does chip it at the far post. Up goes Gilzine. Challenges Josh Steele, but in the end, Hertford fans want a corner. Referee not interested. And restarts with a goal kick as Charlie Crowley picks up Josh Steele. Steele for Lewis Taff. Taff back to Ryan Kerwin. Kerwin for James Kolosky. Kolosky back to Charlie Crowley. Charlie out for Ryan Kerwin. Kerwin forward for Lewis Taff. Taff away from Garzon brings in Kolosky inside his own half. Kolosky's long ball forward, looking to search out Alex Harris, who hits it down nicely to Cyrus Babai. Cyrus, good cross since Darnell Winter, and it's Sonny Coughlin Brown who gets Hertford out of trouble. Winter only needed a touch, surely, and that would have gone in. They're still coming forward here with Ryan Kerwin. Kerwin goes around 2 balls at a cross. Bailey Stevenson saved by the legs of Luke Mewitt. Underway by Joe Bennett. 2 good chances there.
Yeah, 2 great chances for Welwyn Garden City there, and you'd expected at least one of them to go in. But as you said before, Pete, this game really has picked up in the second half.
I don't know what Mark Weatherston said at half time, but it's done the trick so far for the Citizens as Darnell Winter gets his head to the ball. Can't control it, and it goes up in the air. And Luke Mewitt, who was very grateful for the first one, a super tackle by Coughlin Brown, but did very well for the second one, which he saved with his legs. Watkins goes in. Here's Cyrus Babai again. Cyrus chips the ball across the box. Oh, Bailey Stevenson was waiting for it. Gilzine got in the way. Taff midway inside the Hertford half puts it back to James Kolosky. Kolosky's ball forward, looking for Cyrus Babai. It's began to look dangerous, picking the ball up on that right-hand side. Welwyn Garden City have got a throw in. The referee just says wait for something. The referee, in fact, is going to be a substitution. Welwyn City are going to make their second substitution of the afternoon. It's going to be Ethan Kessel who goes off and Freddie Brown who's going to come on. So Kessel, he's more used to operating as a wide player. Freddie Brown is a central midfield player. Perhaps an understandable change. He'll go alongside Lewis Taff in the centre of the Citizens midfield. Second change by Mark Weatherston. For Hertford, it's as you were at the beginning of the match. Here's Lewis Taff. Koloski plays the ball out on this near side. Kerwin won't keep it in. And Hertford will have a throw in, which will be taken by Ryan Burnell. Burnell back for Harry Gilzine. Gilzine chips it forward. Look for Garzon. Garzon's the other side of Taff. Good work by Garzon, but then it all comes to nothing with a poor pass forward. But only finds Koloski, finds Durnell Winter. Winter's got Gilzine at his back, turns well and brings in Brad Watkins. And Watkins lets the ball slip under his boot. And frustratingly for the home crowd, it goes out of play for a throw-in on this near side, which Ryan Burnell will take. 12 minutes of the second half gone here at the Bexhurst, 0-0 between Welwyn City and Hertford on 90 Minutes Live in association with Easy Shelf, but already it's been a much better half than it was in the opening 45. Here's Watkins. It's tussling away once again with Mardell Smith. Brad Watkins still got it. The referee's going to give a free kick. Taken quickly, Watkins brings in Kerwin. Kerwin's ball for Taff. Taff's given it away, outnumbered, but Steele comes to his aid as Coughlin Brown's gone down in a heap. Watkins looks to go round Ryan Burnell, and in the end it's ball gone behind for a corner, says the referee. Suddenly Coughlin Brown gets back up, and Welwyn City have got themselves a corner.
Well, yeah, more good work down down this left-hand side for Welwyn City, and they do seem to be pressing that half of defence now, and I would say if there was anyone to score, they're looking the more likely.
Lewis Taff's going to take the corner across to the near post, easily cleared by Mashani. First touch for Freddie Brown will take the ball back into his own half for Ryan Kerwin. Kyle Kerwin's ball hits end edge, but in the end it just bounces out of play on this near side. Brown will leave it for Kerwin. Now commentary position just inside the half, being defended by Hertford in this second 45 minutes. Kerwin's throw forward, nice touch by Cyrus Babai to Durnell Winter. Turns away from Gilzine. Here's Bailey Stevenson. Plays the ball on the right for Alex Harris, and Alex goes down under challenge from Sendedge. Looks at the referee. The referee says nothing doing, and I think the referee got it right. Yeah,
absolutely. I think that was more of a hopeful plea rather than anything there.
But certainly Welwyn City are looking the better team in the second period. Hertford looked the better team in the first. Having said that, Hertford have still had the best chance, which was Sendedge's shot tipped over the top by Charlie Crowley. More players go down in a heap. This time it's Mashani who's adjudged for fouled Bailey Stevenson. Free kick taken quickly. Here's Lewis Taff. Good tackle by Ben Hurd. Showed all his experience there as he finds Mashani. Mashani for Billy Mardell Smith. Gets it away from Freddie Brown. Here's Garzon. Garzon on this near side for Sonny Coughlin Brown. Ryan Kerwin is the defender. Coughlin Brown goes inside, outside, but Kerwin comes away with the ball. Here's Ryan Kerwin coming in the opposite direction. Ryan Kerwin still going. He's got Durnell Winter to his left. Here's Ryan Kerwin. And then in the end he just ran out of steam. Some goal that would have been if it went in.
Oh, that would have been fantastic, wouldn't it? I mean, great little run from him, and obviously I think the problem with that taking that shot there was just the angle was a little too tight for him, wasn't it?
Well, Luke Hewitt made the save. Hertford back in possession with Ben Hurd deep inside his own half. Forward for Sendedge. Sendedge with the left boot tries to find Coughlin Brown on this near side. Kerwin can't control it, and Coughlin Brown's got the ball. Here's Brian Garzon, plenty of space to move into for the number 10. Puts it forward for Cardozo. Cardozo tries a shot, bounces away off of James Koloski and goes behind for another corner for Hertford. action happening at both ends. Ryan Garzon will take the corner on this near side of the field. Ryan Kerwin is the latest player to go down. Rachel is waiting on the sidelines and is now being called on. Rachel Wong, I don't know, do you call them physios, therapists, trainers? I don't know, they're called everything these days, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, I suppose they have to. They need to have all sorts of skills, don't they? Really, it's not just a case of running along with a sponge and a bucket of cold water anymore, is it?
I can remember doing that a few times.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I mean, you think, what you see now, you'll see them, pre-match doing their warm-ups with certain players, stretching them, getting them ready, and they like I say, they have to have a lot of in their repertoire, don't they?
Yeah, certainly, and training players after games as well. As Ryan Kerwin's getting some attention there. This could be a problem for Welwyn Garden City if he had to go off. They've already made 2 substitutions, and remaining substitute, young David Martins, Adam Pollock and Henry Jones, none of which would really be a natural fit at left back like Ryan Kerwin is. Looks like Ryan's going to be okay though. The goal is going to come in from Brian Garzon on this near side of the field. Here comes the corner to the near post. All goes across everybody. A half-hearted shout for handball against Freddie Brown. But here's Turnell Winter. Cyrus Babai's making a real run through the centre. Winter couldn't turn. And in the end, he's outnumbered. Hertford come away with the ball. Here's Brian Garzon. Garzon can't get round Brad Watkins, who goes in and slides the ball out for a throw-in to Hertford on this near side of the field. Burnell looking for a little bit of movement. Here's Coghlan Brown. Coghlan Brown back for Ryan Burnell. Plays it behind the right back, and Welwyn Garden City get themselves a throw in, which will be taken up by Ryan Kerwin. 17 minutes, second half gone. Still awaiting the first goal in the derby between Welwyn Garden City and the Hertford here on 90 Minutes Live. Billy Mardell-Smith goes in, up in the air by Kerwin. Going to land on the halfway line where Ryan Burnell is. A little bit of aerial tennis going on. Brad Watkins heads it down. Last touch came off Sonny Coghlan Brown actually, but the referee gives it the other way and Garzon comes away with it. Here's Brian Garzon. Neat turn by the number 10. Looks to find Cardoza, but again the pass is a poor one. Koloski will find Freddie Brown, who will find Lewis Taft. Lewis Taft's long ball looking to release Bailey Stevenson. Mashani is the defender. Stevenson holds on to the ball, looks to go outside Mashani, can't get a ball across with anything on it, and Joe Bennett picks it up very comfortably inside his own 18-yard box. Ben Hurd tries a little bit of trickery around Bailey Stevenson and gets away with it. And Mashani threads it forward to Sendage, who does well to avoid the tackle of Taff and bring in Ryan Burnell. Here's Sonny Coghlan Brown. Coghlan Brown's going to have to go backwards to Burnell here. Burnell back to Harry Gilzine. Gilzine under challenge from Turnell Winter, an unfair challenge as well, as Gilzine goes down inside the area, and Hertford will have themselves a free kick. Referee not interested in having a word about the challenge. So Hertford to restart with their number 5, Harry Gilzine. Chips it forward for Joe Bennett, can't control it. Kerwin and Coghlan Brown wrestling on the halfway line. Welwyn Garden City in possession with Josh Steele. Steele's long ball looking for Bailey Stevenson on the far side. Stevenson controls it away from Mashani and brings in Ryan Kerwin. Kerwin's ball down the line for Cyrus Babai. Switch from right to left. Babai against Ryan Burnell. Babai still there. Ball back for Ryan Kerwin. Takes one touch. Back heels then to Cyrus Babai. Cyrus again. Across the box to the far post is Alex Harris, heads it back in and headed out by Ben Hurd. Only as far as Brad Watkins. Watkins turns the ball inside for Taff. Here's a chance for Lewis Taff going to the edge of the area. Lewis Taff pulls it across. Harry Gilzine's outstretched leg only gives it to Taff again. Far post, Bailey Stevenson with a header and straight into the arms of Luke Mewett. And all comes to nothing. It was one of those lofted crosses. Couldn't really get any power to it, could he?
No. It's one of those chances that he's taken, and he's not been able to get himself far back to get the power on it to direct it into the goal.
Here come Welling again through Lewis Taff, who's made a decent debut so far. Dual registration from Enfield Town as Mashani goes in and gives away a throw into Hertford, parallel to the edge. To Welling rather, parallel to the edge of the Welling 18-yard box. Alex Harris will go across to take it. A couple of substitutes are warming up. One of them looks like Saludin, which could be an attacking change for Hertford. Throw to be taken by Alex Harris into the area. Good header by Ben Hurd. Brad Watkins gets there. Cardozo though manages to pick his pocket. Mashani then just gives the ball away tamely to Ryan Kerwin midway inside the Hertford half. Is Cyrus Babai left hand side of the box, tries to drift inside Burnell, gets a boot to it. Cyrus again looking for Burnell Winter, and Winter can't control it. It's up in the air by Harry Gilzine onto the head of Alex Harris, but Sonny Goglin-Brown a chance to bring Arthur forward, finds Brian Garzon inside the centre circle. Garzon's ball left hand side, giving Sendedge a lot to do. He's still chasing it, and Alex Harris in the end has to put it out of play for a throw into Hertford. Alex got a knock in doing that. He's gone down. Substitution is about to be made by Hertford. It's actually going to be Sonny Goglin-Brown who's going to come off. The number 11 taking a couple of knocks in the game as Sonny. So he goes off. He'll be appearing in the youth team on Thursday night, I'm sure, in the game against Barnet. It looks as if, I think is that Saludin who's come on? Didn't see the...
it was Manny Robe.
Oh, it's Manny Robe who's come on. So I didn't see the board go up, so Manny Robe turns around, so Manny Robe will come on. Attacking player for an attacking, teenage attacker for a teenage attacker, I think. It's going to be a throw in for Hertford. Looks like Manny Robe's going to go down the left, and Sendedge is going to come on this near side. Throw taken. Here's Brian Garzon. Garzon back to Ben Hurd. Ben's ball forward, brings in Garzon again. Garzon just chips it forward for Mardale Smith. Ball comes across the box. Here's Sendedge, manages to keep the ball in. Shot comes in from Garzon. He was leaning backwards, and in the end, the predictable result puts it over the top of the crossbar.
Well, I mean, he could be involved in the rugby games this afternoon with that effort, couldn't he? It's gone sky high over the crossbar, and a rather poor effort from him.
Yeah, it'd have to be England, wouldn't it? Because Ecuador, I don't think, have a rugby team. So it's got dual nationality with both. As Charlie Crowley will take the goal kick, goal away to our right-hand side, halfway through the second half here. Still awaiting for the deadlock to be broken at the Pexhurst. I don't know whether to mention it and get it out of the way now. We haven't had a 0-0 this season, have we?
We have.
We've had loads of goals flying in.
Yeah, so. we've had so many goals in every game. I mean, we're bound to come across one sooner or later, aren't we? Not that we want a winner here. Obviously, we're on both sides, both sides of the fence today, aren't we? So a draw would be fine, but I wouldn't be against a couple of goals. Yeah,
still time for a 4-4 as someone else goes down. I've lost count of the number of players who've gone down on the heap here. I think in fact it's Billy Mardell Smith who is the latest one. He's got himself back up though. And Luke Mewett will take the goal kick. There's a couple of signs that Hertford have weathered that early second half storm from Welwyn Garden City, which resulted in a fine save from Luke Mewett. Some good defensive work from the visiting defence. Kick from Luke Mewett. Up they go. Golosky heads it forward, headed on by Bailey Stevenson. There's Freddie Brown forward looking for Darnell Winter. Ryan Burnell's given it away to Cyrus Babai, and Cyrus turns away from him. Harry Gilzine comes across, goes in, good tackle by Gilzine, does well to get the ball, and it comes away for a throw in as well, as Harry Gilzine will collect the ball again from Joe Bennett. Two enormous divots have come out the turf where Harry Gilzine made that tackle. I think Dave Coates will have his work out later on, wouldn't they? Looking at the ones that are appearing around the pitch. As Mashani finds Mardell Smith inside his own half. Left-hand side for Brian Garzon. Garzon down the line. Here's Robe. Robe goes, tries to go inside Goloski. Goes down, claims something from the referee, but he was never going to get anything for that. Here's Freddie Brown. Game's getting stretched now. Alex Harris puts the ball back to Koloski with the white boots. Koloski chips it forward, looking for Bailey Stevenson. Heads it back to Freddie Brown. Back for Alex Harris. Back to the edge of the area where Cyrus Babai can be fined. Cyrus's shots! And Luke Newitt was there to collect it. He didn't have to dive, he was on his feet, but I don't know. Cyrus did very well to get a shot in from that angle.
Yeah, definitely. Good work from him there to work the shot in, and easy save for Luke. Managed to step over and take it by his left-hand post.
Here's Mashani coming forwards. His Robe down the left-hand touch line with that blonde bob of a hairdo. As Robe pushes it back to Mardell Smith. Mardell Smith for Joe Bennett, industrious as ever. Here's Mashani, tries to get the ball across, and in the end he leans back and thumps it behind the Hertford supporters behind the goal, away to our right-hand side. Still 0-0 here then. Still waiting for that deadlock to be broken. 9-8 as far as Welwyn Garden City are concerned in the second half of games. But Hertford have scored 5, conceded 9. Also had a habit of conceding in the last 10 minutes as well. 5 so far conceded in the last 10 minutes for Hertford. Not there yet though. Alex Harris chips the ball across. Is Cyrus Babai. Up goes Luke Newitt. Gets the punch in. Breaks the edge of the area. Off. Taff completely misses his misses his kick. And Brad Watkins has to turn it back to Goloski on the halfway line. Long one forward. Newitt will come out and collect it very comfortably. Lewis Taff completely fluffed his lines there. Missed the ball. And the Hertford's Luke Newitt has it back.
One thing I've noticed, some of these Welwyn fans, they've got some claret and blue wigs on. I've not seen any of them before. I must have seen about half a dozen, and I don't know if it's some sort of new thing for them, or whether they've just got them on to keep their ears warm.
Well, I think it's a bit of each probably today. But, I'll tell you what, when Nicky Ironton was here, we'd love to have seen him in one of those wigs. That would have been great.
I can see it now. We've just got a substitution coming here.
Another one. It's going to be Cardozo that goes off, and this time it is going to be Khalade Saludin who comes on. So Cardozo was preferred after Saludin started at Barton on Tuesday, and now it's the other way around. Saludin comes on, goes straight up front.
Delmar Cardoso Quenny is number 17.
So Hertford restart with a throw in into the half. And feels, unfortunately, got the announcement as not Urgis Pepaj. That's just come on. That's undoubtedly the big centre forward. As Ben Hurd picks the ball up far side. Mashani's had a good game, the left back. Down the line looking for Manny Robe, couldn't pick him out. What are they going to say about the substitutions both managers have made? Haven't really changed the game one iota, have they? It's just been like for like. Yeah,
it has been, yeah. I mean, they've not changed any sort of tactics, any sort of formation, anything like that. It's just been, as you say, like for like, and it's not really had any sort of major effect on the game, has it?
I think that's part of the reason why we're still 0-0. Saludin's first touch brings in Manny Robe on the halfway line. Turns this way and that, and then brings in Mashani on that far side. Mardell Smith. Gilzine picks it up midway inside his own half. Looks forward. Plays the ball forward for Garzon. Garzon certainly covers some ground as the big number 10. As, he's going to get the ball again inside his own half. Garzon forward for Ryan Burnell. Ryan Burnell turns. Saludin was pointing where he wanted it. Burnell couldn't provide it. And Alex Harris scuffs the ball onto his near side, where Sendage will pick it up away from Gerwin. Garzon, Mardell Smith. Sendage is in space, surely to tee up the cross. That's the delay though. Sendage still there, managed to get the ball across the far post. Saladin's robbed by Alex Harris. Oh, that was a very important header.
Yeah, good header away to send it off for a corner from Alex, and I think he could be pleased with his performance today. I know last time I saw him when we was here, he was very disappointed with his game, and he said that was the worst performance he'd had for a long time. So hopefully that's put behind him now, and he can take some confidence out of what he's done today.
Corner comes across from Garzon. Up goes Charlie Crowley. Good punch under plenty of pressure. Donald Winter is being wrestled by Joe Bennett. In the end, Winter goes down. Free kick's taken quickly. Referee not, in fact, signifies it was taken with a rolling ball. And so they're going to have to go back inside the Welwyn Garden City half, and the sun's come out again rather nicely. Shadows across the pitch on an October evening where I think, despite the price of energy, everybody will be thinking, it's easing on. I think you might need it tonight, the way things are going. Charlie Crowley for Josh Steele on the halfway line. Steele coming forward down that line, looking for Bailey Stevenson. Stevenson's robbed of it by Ryan Burnell, grabs hold of his shirt, is going to get a yellow card. So, I don't know, silly yellow cards really, there was no need to do that, but Bailey Stevenson joins his teammates Lewis Taff and James Kolowski in the referee's book. His Sendage going all the way back to Harry Gilzine on the edge of the Hertford penalty area. Chips it forward towards the halfway line. Kerwin's in the way. It's Taff with a bit of space to move into. Taff goes around Billy Mardell-Smith, does line up the shot, blocked by Joe Bennett. Breaks on the far side for Cyrus Babai, who lets it go. And he'll go another play for a throw-in. Cyrus and Bailey Stevenson seem to have swapped sides. Cyrus going down the right, Bailey Stevenson on this near side. Alex Harris, who takes all the throws on that side, will take this one. Dino Winter comes short. Alex doesn't like that possibility and throws it in. It's headed out easily by Manny Rowe, but Alex will get another opportunity from that far side by the corner flag. Goes short this time to Darnell Winter. He's got Billy Mardell-Smith at his back, and Manny Rowe's going to come away with the ball. Possibility of a quick break here for Hertford. Sendage, the only player forward, 1 against 1 at the moment. Here goes Sendage to the edge of the area. They're trying to get on terms with him. Back heel looks for Manny Rowe. Rowe puts the ball across, and in the end it goes into the side netting. Once again, the Hertford fans thinking that might have been a foul. It wasn't. And it all comes to nothing. Disappointing, really, because that could have been a good break. Yeah, it was a good chance for to Hertford to break the deadlock. Unfortunately for them, they couldn't do anything with it. But just a little reminder, I think, for Welwyn to keep themselves on their toes. Well, they've been a better team in the second half of Welwyn, no doubt about that. Hertford was better in the first half, so perhaps the fact we're level is a decent reflection. Simon was saying, could do with a couple of goals. Forward by Cyrus Babai. This one picked up by Freddie Brown. Cyrus and Brad Watkins getting each other's way, and Manny Rowe has it for Hertford. Alex Harris, though, gets the ball away from him. Is Kolowski. Turns one side of Saladin and puts the ball back to Alex Harris on that far side. Alex chips it, looking for Cyrus Babai inside the area, but Mewett will come out and collect it. We're in the last 10 then at the Bankershurst on 90 Minutes Live with Beaton Simon in association with Easy Shelf, covering Step 4 football as we do every Saturday afternoon, and some good weeks as well, involving our 3 teams, Hertford, Ware and Welwyn Garden City. Ware were a goal up at Cirencester at half-time. We'll let you know how they went when we get the full-time whistle here. As Ben Hurd chips the ball forward, but only as far as James Kolowski. Kolowski almost gives it away to Sendage. Josh Steele had to react quickly there, and in the end he's brought down by Brian Garzon, who's going to earn a yellow card. So first Hertford player to go into the referee's book. Brian Garzon picks up a yellow. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 so far this afternoon. That's about par for the course in a local derby, isn't it? Charlie Crowley will take the free kick. Charlie's kick, right-footed to the edge of the area where Brad Watkins is, gets his head to it, but Ben Herb will let it run out of play. Donal Winter didn't get there. Into the last 10 then, as Luke Mewett tries to find Sendage on this near side, but in the end the ball goes out for a throw-in to Welwyn Garden City. Throw is going to be taken by Ryan Kerwin. Kerwin went for a little bit of movement, didn't fancy it from Freddie Brown. Looks for Stevenson's got 3 Hertford players there with him. Billy Mardell-Smith picks up the scraps, brings in Harry Gilzine. Gilzine just chips the ball neatly off of Brad Watkins, and Hertford have themselves a goal kick. And what's going on with Mark Weatherston? He had the short sleeves on, now the sun's come out, he's put his tracksuit top on.
I mean,
what's that all
that's
about?
the thing. I mean, he's over there in the sun as well, isn't he? So I don't know. I mean, it is chilly, so I can understand. But as you said, it doesn't reflect the hard man central defender image, does it?
Well, we'll be trying to get his thoughts and those of Ben Hurd, 2 very hard defenders after this one on either side, and put them up on 90 minutes live post-match tomorrow, as Lewis Taft does well, turns away from a couple of Hertford players. Here's Bailey Stevenson. Stevenson surrounded by blue shirts, but in the end he brings in Cyrus Babai, puts it across the area, but in the end it goes behind for a goal kick. A lot of rushed crosses we've had this afternoon. We've had a lot of endeavour and a lot of effort from these 2 teams, but a lot of the time it's been lacking in quality. That probably reflects the fact that Welwyn Garden City were 14th this morning and Hertford were 10th. Here's Salyudeen, who does well, finds Mardell Smith on the halfway line, chips the ball forward. Manny Rowe thought about the run, put the brakes on, and in the end it went tamely through into the arms of Charlie Crowley. Hertford looking for their first away draw of the season. Welwyn Garden City still looking for their first home win, of course, as Donal Winter hits it on the volley, and it goes over the top of the crossbar and into the trees behind the goal.
Well, I mean, worth an effort, I think, from the... he had so much space, didn't he? The ball's come to him really, really nicely, taking that opportunity. I mean, if that had gone in, that would have been one of the goals of the seasons for sure.
Oh, we had that run from Ryan Kerwin down this side, didn't we? We had the shot from Cyrus Babai on the other side of the goal, and that one over the top. But the closest we've come has been at the other end, where Charlie Crowley did well to tip Sendage, his pile driver, over the top for a corner. Here's Mashani finding himself inside the centre circle, the left back, brings up Ryan Burnell coming forward, looking for Garzon to stretch to get it. Hertford still coming forward. Here's Mashani, finds Brian Garzon. Garzon turns round one, fires in the shot, it's blocked, but breaks the Sendage. Good save by Charlie Crowley, diving away to his left-hand side. Goalkeeper kept up at Welwyn Garden City in the game there. Still defending to do, and Charlie does it well, grabbing the ball on the edge of his 6-yard box. Good move by Hertford, but an equally good save.
Yeah, great save by Charlie, and he's just taking his time, let Welwyn set themselves again, and good move from Hertford. Good chance there for Brian Garzon, and that shot from Sendage, and as you say, the save from Charlie was absolutely fantastic.
Here come Hertford again. Salyudeen might have been coming back in offside position, but nothing given. He's Sendage down this right-hand side. Garzon's there in support if he needs him. Back heel for Brian Garzon. Garzon dummies his way round Taff, and the shot comes in from Sendage, but he was leaning back again, and it goes over the top. He wasted a good opportunity there. Ryan Burnell was up from the back. Salyudeen was in there, and so was Manny Rowe. And in the end, well, he tried it, but the left foot wasn't as trusty as the right was a little bit earlier on in the game. Welwyn Garden City are about to make their final change, which is going to be to take off Cyrus Babai and bring on Henry Jones.
I think with that Hertford change just then, I mean we have criticised them in the past for not taking a shot when there's the opportunity and trying that extra pass or that extra move. But I think that's what they should have done there. He had 3 defenders right in front of him before he could get to the goal, and I think even if it had been on target, it could well have been blocked by one of those defenders.
Charlie Crowley restarts with a goal from the goal to our left, straight onto Saluddin's head, but Kolowski will get there first for Welwyn Garden City. Henry Jones is beaten to the ball, but Brad Watkins will get it back, but then it's cleared by Ben Hurd. It's Kolowski inside his own half. To his left for Josh Steele. Steele's long ball forward. The head of Henry Jones helps it on, but there was an offside flag up against Brad Watkins. This one has done the formation. Marmaduke has changed it a little bit here. Henry Jones has gone on the right, Bailey Stevenson on the left, Brad Watkins has gone up front, and Durno Winter into that number 10 position. So there's a little bit of a change as far as Welwyn Garden City are concerned. It's Mardell Smith back to Ben Hurd, chips it forward to Mashani. He's impressed this afternoon as the left back. Finds Matty Rope on that far side. Rope down the line to Mashani again, chips the ball in, but it's read well and thumped out by Alex Harris. Hertford in possession again with Ben Hurd. Finds Joe Bennett on the halfway line. Bennett's got Sendedge to aim at on this near side. Sendedge's going to have to go some to keep that in, and in the end he can't do so. 3 minutes to go here, and we're heading for a 0-0 stalemate so far. Be the first one on 9 minutes live this season. But I think either side would be whoever lost this game from here would be hard done by, because I think they've both shown Hertford in the first half and Welwyn Garden City in the second half. But, as Charlie Crowley's kick will land inside the Hertford half, on by Durno Winter. Henry Jones looks to pick out Lewis Taff, who does well to get hold of the ball, but then can't control it and gives it away to Joe Bennett. Bennett for Manny Robe. Mashani has to go backwards, but then starts coming in the right direction. Finds Bennett. Bennett for Mardell Smith, who dropped deep to try and get the ball. Still inside his own half is the teenager. Puts it back to Ben Hurd. Bends ball forward, picks out Mashani on the halfway line. Chance to bring in Brian Garzon inside the centre circle. Herring forward is Ryan Burnell. Burnell's still got it. Burnell's still going. Burnell tries the shot. Manny Roper's in good amount of space there. Didn't go for the ball. As Henry Jones starts coming in the opposite direction, Mashani goes down, and Hertford will have themselves a free kick in front of their own dugout on that far side. 2 minutes to go. It seems Hertford, the team, not content with the point here. And pushing forward, trying to get a winner. On a run of 3 consecutive away defeats, it'll be 4 without a win since they beat Hadley at the Smile IT. If they don't get a winner here, as Joe Bennett will bring in Ben Hurd. Careful looking ball from Manny Robe. Robe, chance to get the ball across the box, but it's blocked well by Alex Harris, but at the cost of a corner. Corner number 8 on the afternoon for Hertford. They've certainly been in front as far as corner kicks are concerned. Brian Garzon has taken all of them, and Brad Watkins comes back to add just a little bit of aerial defence for Welwyn Garden City. Saluddin's in there now. He's Hertford's tallest player. So let's see what told. Garzon's been told to hold on because the referee's seen a little bit of shenanigans going on somewhere, I think, in the box, having a little bit of a talk. As Charlie Crowley's on the right. I think it's Billy Mardell Smith in there. He's one of the shortest players on the field. So, quite what the referee saw there, I got no idea. Garzon with a corner to the near post, headed out easily by Ryan Kerwin. Garzon will have a second attempt though, gets it back. This is a much higher one. Up they go, up in the air from Josh Steele. Sendedge goes up with Henry Jones. Durno Winter is brought down on the edge of the area, and in the end the ball's just hoofed into the Hertford half. Ben Hurd finds Garzon again. He finds Manny Robe down the right hand side. Robe against Alex Harris. Alex goes down. Welwyn Garden City get a free kick, and it all comes to nothing. Into time added on for Sausages here at the Backhurst. Welwyn Garden City 0, Hertford Town 0. Tell you what, if they had one of those heat maps, or what they call them, on Brian Garzon, you would find that he has almost covered every blade of grass out there this afternoon.
Yeah, I think he's been fantastic. I mean, as he said, early in the first half, he wasn't so active, but after the first 15-20 minutes or so, he's been absolutely everywhere and working like a Trojan.
Yeah, once he gets a little more to grips with this league, I think he's going to be a very, very good acquisition. Ball forward for Saladin. Saladin tries to control it away from Goloski, who wins the ball. Joe Bennett has given it away to Darnell Winter, but in the end atones for his error, and Mardell Smith goes down under challenge from Winter. It's all getting a bit scrappy now as Mashani tries to get the ball off Henry Jones, but Mardell Smith is slow to get up. He'll be in action on Thursday night, I'm sure, as well, for Hertford's youth team. We wish them well at the Hive against Barnet. As Ben Hurd chips the ball forward onto the head of Lewis Taff. Saladin there as well. Saladin does well, wins the ball away from Alex Harris. Here is Saladin on the left-hand side of the area, pulls the ball in. Manny Robe has given it away in the end to Josh Steele. Finds Bailey Stevenson. Thought about a run against Kerwin, thought against Burnell rather, thought against it in the end. Two wrestling with the ball, and in the end it's Ryan Burnell that comes up with it. Finds Sendage inside for the aforementioned Brian Garzon. Garzon turns left, turns right, turns again and brings in Ryan Burnell. Midway inside the Welwyn Garden City half. Hertford coming forward, but Ryan Burnell's pass is a poor one. And goalkeeper will come out and collect it quite comfortably. Two played over the top by our referee Daniel Baines. And if it's going to get a winner, it's going to be a dramatic last-minute one here as Mardell Smith flies in, wins the ball away from Brad Watkins. Joe Bennett gets it caught under his feet and has to go backwards to Ben Hurd, who goes further backwards to Harry Gilzine. It's Hertford who seem to be pressing forward here, wanting to get on with it as Mardell Smith picks the ball up midway inside the Welwyn Garden City half. Here's Manny Rowe, chance to get it in the area. He's in the area and it's Harry sticks out a boot. Big cries for a penalty from the Hertford crowd, but nothing doing. And once again, I think the referee's got it just about spot on as Ben Hurd seeks out Ryan Burnell on this near side. Kerwin's there as well. Burnell, though, will find Sendage. Sendage going forward. Drifts onto the left-hand side. Cues up the shots. And Charlie Crowley, well, I thought he got a touch. Referee doesn't agree. And it just goes past the post. I thought Charlie got a touch on that.
I wasn't quite so sure. I mean, he looked very, very close. But, more fantastic work for Hertford. And as you said, it does look like they're the ones that don't really want to settle for a point, and they are, pushing for that dramatic late winner. 3
minutes played over the top. And Welwyn Garden City's run without a home winner here. Good stretch to 7 games. As header goes up by Joe Bennett. Far side, Robe controls the ball. He's done well since he's come on. As Welwyn Garden City get a throw in, which Alex Harris will take. Down the line, off to Chester, Brad Watkins. Is Henry Jones. Hasn't really had a chance to get into the game and robbed by Mardell Smith, who finds Mashani. Mashani managed to keep the ball in. Brings in Joe Bennett. Might be a chance again for Hertford to go forward. Saladin flicks it down. Here's Manny Robe. Hertford opportunities here. Saladin getting into the box. Sendage on the far post as well. Cross comes over. Here is Sendage. Sendage controls it away from Kerwin. It'll break to the edge of the area. But it's Freddie Brown who does a good job in getting it away for Welwyn Garden City, just as an opportunity seemed to be occurring. 4 over the top. Referee's having a look at his assistants. Can't be long to go now. Surely last opportunity, whichever club can get this one forward. Looks like Hertford at the moment with Joe Bennett. Bennett has to go back into his own half for Gilzine. Referee has another look at his watch. Gilzine goes back to Ben Hurd, and that is going to be it here at the Bexhurst. It's finished level between Welwyn Garden City and Hertford. Couldn't separate them in the derby. Welwyn Garden City 0, Hertford 0.
As you said, Pete, I think on reflection, a fairly fair result. Both teams had chances. Hertford having the better chances in the first half. Welwyn Garden City having had the better of the second half. Apart from those last 10 minutes or so in the half for Hertford, but I'm sure when we speak to the managers, they'll both think they did enough to deserve the win.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. Good attendance, 268. It's the biggest at the Bexhurst so far this season. You'd expect it for a local derby, but good local derby attendance. It means Hertford played 10, 11 points. Welwyn Garden City played 9, 8 points. Hertford got a goal difference of -3, Welwyn Garden City -8. And Welwyn Garden City's home record, as I said, goes to played 7, haven't won, 1 draw and 5 defeats. Whereas, 2 draws and 5 defeats. Hertford won 2 away from home, 1 draw and 5 defeats. We'll find out what's been happening elsewhere fairly shortly, where we're 1 up at Cirencester. Bedford and Northley with a big one, with the winners in the top 4 in the division. Both were up at half time, with Kings Langley were losing, and Cirencester looks as if we've won there, have they?
Yep. I would say 1-0 to Ware.
Excellent performance. Well done to Paul Halsey's team. Don't know who scored it, but wherever it went in, it was an important one. So Ware move on to 16. Cirencester will stay above them, but only by virtue of goal difference. Cirencester will also have played 2 games more, and could have a few teams on 16 points, I have the feeling, tonight. Could be very tight at the top of the table behind Bedford, who I'll be surprised if they haven't moved on to 22 from their 8 games, having been 2-0 up at half-time in their game at Tame, who are next opponents for Hertford, of course. They come into Hertfordshire from Oxfordshire to face Hertford at the Smile IT this time next Saturday. Next Saturday, we're going to be at Watson Park watching a Ware team who are very much on the roll since they got thumped at Bedford, and very much into clean sheets as well, because if I think it right, including the Hart Senior Cup, they'll be 4 on the trot for Ware, which is quite a considerable achievement for them. So Biggleswade 2, AFC Dunstable 3 in the Southern League. Sounded like a decent game. Cirencester 0, Ware 1, important one for us. Kidlington 1, Barton Rovers 0. Kings Langley 0, Leighton Town 3. That's a bit of a surprise. Stotfold 0, Northley 2, as it was at half-time. Tame got a second half goal back against Bedford, but still lost 2-1. And Waltham Abbey went down 3-2 to Aylesbury United, having led 2-1 at half-time. And in the FA Cup, Biggleswade Town, they carried that flag of step football proudly to Solihull Moors, but unfortunately for them, they won't carry it in the first round because they went down by 4-1. So if I'm just trying to work out the top of the table here, Kings Langley went down to Leighton. Northley 1, so they will be the big winners, having gone there, and Waltham Abbey will be part of the big losers, because if I get it correctly now, we've got Bedford at the top with 22 points, Northley in second on 18, Cirencester, Kings Langley and Ware all have 6 points, but they will still be in that order only because of goal difference. So we're into the top 5 tonight, I think, with that victory at Cirencester. As far as I can see, Stotfold lost as well, who was 7th this morning. So we're into the top 5.
Excellent. That's what we like to see. So well done to Ware and Paul Halsey and his men, and we look forward to seeing them next Saturday.
We will be there next Saturday at Watson. Ware on a roll, as I said, 4 clean sheets on the trot for Paul Hall's team. Can they make it 5 and get Steve King really searching through the record books? Well, we will see. We'll be there next week at Watson Park, live from 2:55 on 90 Minutes Live in association with Easy Shelf. This afternoon, well, it looks bright. It's freezing cold. And wrap up warm is my advice if you're going out this evening. I'm going to be staying in and watching a little bit of rugby. Good luck to Ireland against New Zealand. That's the one I'll be watching later. And of course, England against Fiji is on tomorrow. Thanks for joining us. And as always, thanks for your messages during the week. Keep a watch out on the socials, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and everything else. We're all over it with 90 Minutes Live. And we'll have the thoughts of both managers on 90 Minutes Live, a post-match coming up tomorrow. So from myself and Simon, we'll leave you with the full-time score here. Welwyn Garden City 0, Hertford 0. Have a good evening.